We're back on the SportsMax Zone where we talk schoolboy football now in Jamaica. Today's highly anticipated clash in the rural area DaCosta Cup between Garvey Maceo and Manchester High called off due to a waterlogged field. Our production team was at Glenmuir High for that game, from where Donald Oliver sent us this report.
Tomorrow, hopefully, Manchester High, they really just needed a point to go through to the final 8 of the DaCosta Cup. Garvey Maceo, the defending champions, remember, they needed maximum points here this afternoon in order to stand any chance of going through to the next round. So I tell you what, it was always going to be interesting, but it's unfortunate that the game has been postponed as we take a look at Group 1. As far as Group 2 is concerned, we can confirm that William Knibb, they have conceded their first goal in the DaCosta Cup competition. They presently trail Dintil by a goal to nil. So Dintil leading William Knibb by a goal to nil. Cornell College, they lead Paul Bogle High by 2 goals to nil. So if we are going to look at the live scorecard, Dintil would be on 6, Cornell College would also be on 6. So it will be it's interesting reading, and of course it's going to be very close to see who will be the top 2 in this group. We can confirm that Paul Bogle High are out of the running, so 3 teams in Group 2 are battling for 2 spots. Clarendon College and Frome, they are basically through to the final 8 of the DaCosta Cup. They meet, hopefully, in the featured game tomorrow, right here at Glenmuir at approximately 3 o'clock. They are both on 6 points. York Castle, Rossies are pretty much out of contention. They'll meet in the other game tomorrow. And in Group 4, Mannings and Glenmuir, they are the front runners, and Stets and Edwin Allen, they are the bottom 2 at the moment, still with an outside chance of going through. Of course, Mannings and Glenmuir met in the last game, and they actually shared the spoils in that encounter. So both teams still unbeaten in the group, and they are in a good position to move through to the quarterfinal round of the DaCosta Cup. And yeah, it's just disappointing that it has ended this way this afternoon between Garvey Maceo and Manchester High, but hopefully the Rains stay away tomorrow. That's when the match is going to be played. We are yet to confirm a venue or a time, but as soon as we get any information, we will update you. But from a rainy Glenmuir High, it's goodbye for the final time today.
Thanks, Donald. So the story is at the moment unknown whether this match will be played when and where on Saturday. Garvey Maceo against Manchester High. Manchester High just needing a point to assure themselves of a spot in the next round. Garvey Maceo bottom of the table, but mathematically still with a chance of advancing. But we saw the conditions there, Mariah, waterlogged conditions at the Glenmuir High School. And I guess both Garvey Maceo and Manchester High fans, as well as the other teams that are involved in the group, will be keeping a close eye on the decisions to be made, the rescheduling of this fixture. Very important for both teams.
Yeah, and especially for Garvey Maceo, and I say that because they are the defending champions. Of course, they wouldn't want to bow out of the tournament in such a manner. They have a title to defend, and of course they're going to be coming out to play extremely hard football for their team and of course their fans. Yeah,
so waterlogged situation, not confined to Jamaica as well, because in Barbados horse racing, the card that was scheduled for today was postponed to Saturday because of rainy conditions, and the race stewards looked at the conditions this afternoon and deemed it unfit to have racing in Barbados tomorrow as well. So the Barbados horse racing for tomorrow also called off at the Garrison Savannah, as was that game this afternoon between Garvey Maceo and Manchester High at Glenmuir in the DaCosta Cup. Football. We are continuing now with regional schoolboy football. The quarterfinals of the Trinidad and Tobago secondary schoolboy season, the SSFL, well, kicked off earlier today. East Mukurapo Secondary squared off against St. Anthony's College. The action live on SportsMax 2, but in case you missed it, here are the highlights.
Let's look back and see exactly how that happened. Quincy Williams in charge of this one, and it was the captain from Ukarapo early on that rattled some feathers. Keeping close, they're forcing a save from the goalkeeper. St. Anthony's College, well, on the other end, they responded. The header on target, just not away from the goalkeeper from Jean-Marc Thomas. And then Ukarapo got lots of joy down the right to say, carving up the defense, but couldn't get the power. Remained goalless until the second half, where this happened. Calendar, well, said a prayer, and who says that prayers aren't answered? Well, they never told it to that man. Right to the goalkeeper, and that was the opening goal of the match. Calendar putting them ahead. But there was more to come. Never lay down. Harley had an opportunity, but Jillman Jackson, he was solid as a rock, cutting out all of the danger. Ukarapo pressed on. Toussaint tried to open some doors with his dribbling, but he didn't get the necessary support to put it on target. Pierre just missing his mark. And then St. Anthony's College, Alan Wilson right, combining with this man, Crovador, opening up all sorts of passages. And dubious defending, and it meant that Jeremy Bob was able to spin his way and put St. Anthony's College 2-0 in front. If you're a betting man, you'd have thought it was all over. But that's what they tell you about gambling, particularly in football matches. There was more style and pattern from St. Anthony's as they look to be running away with this one. Anthony Samuel cursing his luck until this happened. The back door, there was a knock, and he was let in. Lady Luck, shoulder of Calendar, rediverting that one there from the Ukarapo player. And they huffed and puffed again, but it seemed almost wishful thinking to think that they would get back in the match. But luck was their friend. A handball in the area at the last kick of the game, and that opened up a passage for Ukarapo. And well, when you've got the passage, you go the full destination to the back of the net. The captain putting them level with virtually the last kick, Atiba Kyo. Then it came down to the shooters, the only kind of shooters that we endorse these days. And well, from the spot, perfect. They missed one, and they thought it was all over for them, but they like Cinderella tales, don't they, Ukarapo? They fought all the way back, and then the pressure was piled on St. Anthony's College, who were perfect at the time. But bad luck, well, we could see that perfection, and the pressure was right back in this fixture. And it meant that Ukarapo would go on to be, well, move on to the next round. Joy, jubilation, excitement as they will progress.
Yeah, James Saunders on commentary there, and what a result there for East Mukarapu. They were trailing St. Anthony's by 2-0. St. Anthony's looked home and dry, but they gave up 2 goals and then lost on penalties 7-6. So a huge result there for East Mukarapu, who advanced after this tense penalty shootout with St. Anthony's College. Yeah, and you could see the excitement among the schoolboys, you know, celebrating. What we know for sure is the SSFL brings to life many stars, many students who are aspiring to represent our national team. So I'm looking forward to see how this season turns out. Break time, back with more on The Zone after this.